Hey, Colin Catella here, TRX KettleBell Fusion or TRX KettleBell Combo workout today. You need your TRX and kettlebell. Okay, so there's 8 rounds. We got 4 exercises per round and we're going to be working for 45 seconds with 20 seconds rest. Okay, remember to warm up and let's go get it. So we got 20 seconds before our first exercise. This is block 1. So I've set the suspension straps at knee height, which is basically full length.
Exercise.
When you do this exercise, avoid pulling on the straps. Just support yourself by just holding on. And also, when you're moving and transitioning from the tight squats to the wide squats, just step into the wide squat. Or to increase intensity, jump into the wide squat. So your next exercise is the gorilla rows. Now you can do them with double kettlebells if you prefer. I'm just using a single one.
Exercise.
Now when you're pulling on the kettlebell, use a monkey grip and also stay in that deadlift position where you're hinged at the hips, and it's always important to lead with the elbow when doing gorilla rows. You get better muscle activation in your lats if you use the monkey grip and you lead with the elbow.
Exercise.
The TRX Sprint starts are really good to build that little teardrop at the front of your quads, but also it's a really good exercise to develop your calves. So if you want greater muscle activation and greater intensity with this exercise, simply move your foot towards the anchor point to increase intensity. And remember to switch sides when you get to halfway. So as you can see on this occasion, I'm doing the gorilla rows by reversing the grip and holding the horns of the handle, and again leading with my elbows. Now when you use this grip, it's probably better to use a really heavy kettlebell to really activate both sides of your lats. Block 2, we got full body and shoulder exercises. I love this exercise because it's essentially pulling my full body weight, which is 90 kgs, from the floor to standing position. So you're getting a full body workout with your arms, your lats, your quads, your calves, and even the triceps. And there are actually more intense versions of this exercise too. When you're doing the kettlebell press, avoid flaring your elbows wide. Use your nose as the center line to press the kettlebell above your head. So I'm using a strict press to push the kettlebell above my head, but if you're using a really heavy kettlebell, I strongly suggest you use the push press method. Now the next exercise is the TRX shoulder press. To set up for this exercise, get into the overhead plank position and then pop up onto your toes. Now this is a deceptive exercise, although you do not have weights above your head, but you are dealing with a load created by gravity by holding your plank position. So this time, press the kettlebell above your head by holding the horns of the handle. When you get to halfway, then transition into lifting the kettlebell in the racked position. Block 3 of combined chest exercises with kettlebell swing exercises. Another one of my favorite exercises I like to use to build my chest. When you use the TRX clock press, you're attacking your chest muscles in different angles. Stay in this 3 p.m. position right to the very end. So to do the next exercise, which is the KettleBell TRX swings, the setup is the same as the kettlebell swing.
Exercise.
Now, as you can see, the KettleBell TRX swings are slightly different to the kettlebell swing. The difference is that you keep your arms short. This is more a core dominant exercise. So because you're keeping your arms short, then you're really forcing your glutes to work harder, which creates more energy from the floor to your core. So again, we're going to go into do the TRX clock press. Now, if you want to increase intensity, remember, all you need to do is move your feet towards or closer to the anchor point.
Exercise.
So this is your normal kettlebell swing with the long arms, and at the top of the swing, when the kettlebell reaches the height of its swing, that's when you take your step forward or backwards. Block 4, we're working the chest again and our core, but we're doing it from the floor. Hey, set up and get your feet into those cradles, because your next exercise is the TRX knee tucks.
Exercise.
Now from that plank position, bring your knees to your elbows to complete one tuck. Now if you start to feel a little bit of pressure in your back after doing a few reps, put your knees back on the ground, reset, and then go again. Now to set up for this exercise, you're on your back, your knees are up, and you grab the kettlebell by the horns, both hands.
Exercise.
To get the best out of this exercise, squeeze the handle of the kettlebell and keep your elbows tight. And when you pull the kettlebell back into the top position, squeeze your chest muscles. for this exercise by getting onto your knees and get into that ab rollout position.
Exercise.
So from the kneeling position, squeeze your core as you roll out. This will protect your back. And remember to keep your core flexed, squeezed and engaged when you're doing this exercise. So in this lying position, you can either put one knee up, both knees up, or both legs extended. And to get the best out of this chest press, punch the sky, and at the top of the movement, squeeze your triceps. Block 5, we're doing floating lunges and curtsies, and we're also doing the kettlebell clean.
Exercise.
So to get the best out of this exercise, avoid pulling too much on the straps to return to the standing position. And with the front and working leg, really squeeze your quads and glutes hard to return to the standing position. And then switch to the other leg when you get to halfway. So if you're not familiar with the kettlebell clean, I'll leave a link in the description so you can learn how to do it a little better.
Exercise.
Remember when you're doing the kettlebell clean, keep the back swing short and shallow, and always return the kettlebell back to the racked position.
Rest.
Block 6. We're going to hit the shoulders, chest and legs again.
Exercise.
The secret to these two exercises is to keep a really strong plank position and also keep good solid tension on the suspension straps. And again, if you really want a more intense shoulder exercise, just simply move your feet towards the anchor. So to avoid smashing your knee, take a big wide step before you clean and then explode into the skater position. So it's big step and then feet together, big step and then feet together. This is a great exercise that includes your quads, glutes and chest. And as you lunge forward with your working leg, try and hit 90 degrees. And another thing too with this exercise, there's a fair bit of timing involved as well. Block 7, core, triceps, quads and shoulders.
Exercise.
So to get the best out of this exercise, keep your plank and core really solid and keep your elbows at shoulder height. If you're not familiar with the kettlebell dead snatch, I'll leave a link in the description for you so you can learn how to do it better. This is another great full body exercise. You're working your quads, your glutes, your core, and your shoulders. And when you get to halfway, switch sides. Again, to get the best out of this exercise, maintain a strong, solid plank and core position. And when you get to halfway, include a squat for the remainder of the set. Make sure you keep a wide stance as you feed the kettlebell between your legs before you go into the switch clean racked position. And when you get to halfway, switch sides. Block 8, the final block, we've got legs, chest and shoulders again.
Exercise.
Again, to get the best out of this exercise, avoid pulling on the straps and just go deep into the sumo squat. To get the best out of this exercise, engage your core before you clean and press the kettlebell. Again, to get the very best out of these exercises, like the chest flies, remain strong in your plank and core position. If you really want to get an intense workout, move your feet closer to the anchor point. The next exercise, use the crush grip where you're squeezing the kettlebell with your hands.
Exercise.
Now at the bottom of the squat, pause for a solid 3 seconds and then squeeze your glutes at the top of the standing position. Awesome work, guys. Catch your breath and I'll be with you in a second. Awesome, well done. Thanks for joining me today. Do check out my other videos on how to work with kettlebells, how to snatch and clean, instruction videos. We've got the works in there, man. Check it out, alright? Remember to cool down, stretch out the muscles, get them back to its original state, and remember to like and subscribe. I'm Kettlebeell. See you next time.